Hi, welcome to Chris Cook for YouTube. Tonight I'm going to be doing something that I've been trying to do for a whole month, but I was not able to fit it into my schedule. So I'm going to get it done. So in case you want to use it on your Christmas table or your New Year's table, you'll have exactly how to put together this delicious coconut cake. Let's get started with the ingredients that you're going to need. You're going to need cake flour. It doesn't matter what type you use, just your favorite cake flour. If you don't have cake flour, then you can go ahead and use all-purpose flour. Just make certain if you're using all-purpose flour that you do sift it a couple of times before you actually get ready to put it into your cake batter. You're going to need granulated sugar, buttermilk. You're going to need 4 eggs, but you're going to need to separate the 4 eggs. You're going to need coconut cream, softened butter, salt, baking powder, baking soda, and up here I have some coconut flakes. That's because I haven't decided whether I want to put the coconut flakes in the cake as well as in the frosting, or if I just want to put it in the frosting. So what I'll do is I'll let you know at that point. But as always, your ingredients will be listed at the bottom of the tutorial. Now, you're also going to need for this cake the vanilla and the coconut extract. Okay? Now, for the frosting, you're going to need cream cheese, softened butter, confectioner's sugar. Again, you're going to need the coconut and the vanilla flavor. Now here I have some pastry cream. If you don't have pastry cream or you don't want to use that, use the coconut cream, because that's what it's actually for. Now I'm going to put in the description box the link for where I got this from. I get this from a local cake store here in Virginia. But you can also get this online at Amazon. They sell all kinds of pastry creams. So if you want to get raspberry, pineapple, any kind you want to get, vanilla, apple, anything that you want to get, they have it. And you can buy it there. So that'll be listed in the description box. But you can also eliminate this and just use this for your frosting. Either way, this cake is still going to turn out excellent, and it's still going to be very, very good. Once you get this frosting on your cake, then you can go ahead and sprinkle some coconut flakes, which is this, all over your cake. Okay? So I'm going to go away. I'm going to set my oven on 350 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and put some relief spray, whether it be Pam or whoever it is. I'm going to put that in my pans, or you can just flour and grease your pans so your cake will release from the pans real easy. And I will meet you at the mixer. Be right back. All right, now before I get started with this process, here is my my flour, my cake flour. So I'm going to go ahead and add my dry ingredients to that. That is my salt, my baking powder, my baking soda, and I'm going to mix this. Now, once this has been mixed together, I'm going to go ahead, which I have my butter and it's already softened. I have it in my mixer. So I'm going to go ahead and start my mixer. To this, I'm going to add my sugar slowly, and I'm going to add my cocoa cream. I'm going to add that, or cream of cocoa. I'm going to add that as well. Now, while this is mixing together, I'm going to go in with my sugar. Now Now this is my coconut cream. And like I told you, as usual, your ingredients will be listed in the description box. And I want to say something about that description box. When I get through making the cake, or any item that I'm cooking, a lot of times I cannot go straight and start to write in the description box, because the video has to upload. Once it uploads, I may be in there cleaning up my kitchen or doing something else. So I just can't break away from that and go and write in the description box. Now, if you don't see it in the description box at the time that you look at the cake, give me a few minutes, or the time you look at the tutorial, give me a few minutes. I will come back and I will write your ingredients in the description box. Last, I don't remember what it was that I cooked last, but so many people were saying, oh, it was the apple crisp. My daughter did it. Where's the ingredients? Where's the ingredients? I'm not going to leave you hanging. So we'll put that in as soon as we get to that. But if it's not in there right away, just come back in about, 15, come back in about 30 minutes. And it'll be in there. Now you see how this is fluffing up? That's the way it's supposed to fluff up. And I'm going to add in my lemon extract. And my vanilla extract. I'm sorry, I said lemon and it should have been coconut. Sorry about that, but I've got a lot of stuff running through my mind, so it was coconut extract. So I'll post it right on the outside, so you don't have to write me about that. You said that I'm confused because you said one and it was another. No, I will post it. I'm making a coconut cake, so no lemon in it. Now you're going to add your eggs. These are your egg yolks. You're going to add them one at a time. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and just continue to blend that flour just a little bit. Okay, my 4 eggs are in. My flour is blended up with my baking soda, baking powder, and my salt. Still have my coconut flakes sitting off to the side because I haven't decided yet. So it's at this point that you want to make sure that your buttermilk is shook up very well. And you want to add your buttermilk. This is a very moist cake, superior to others. And you will love it. If you like coconut, you will love it. So we're going to add the coconut. And I'm going to alternate. That was me. I just turned it just a little bit. My flour with my buttermilk. So that's my flour mixture. And my buttermilk. That's more of my flour mixture. And my buttermilk. Now I'm giving you enough chance whereas you can bake this cake. This bake is really good. I'm going to give you one more reminder, but don't forget that we're going to be doing a little giveaway with a Q&A right after Christmas. And I'll come back and make the announcement. But I'm going to give away some gifts that night, so you want to be here. And I'll come back in and let you know exactly when so you don't mix it. We've done this before. And it turned out really, really nice. And I think this time will be equally as well. I got all of my buttermilk in. Got a little bit more of my cake flour mixture to add in. But I want to scrape down my bowl. That's the last of my flour. I'm going to give this the last stir. Okay. Now this is ready. I'm going to turn off my mixer. I'm going to sit this to the side and I'm going to get ready to blend together my egg whites. And the only thing I'm going to put in my egg whites is a little bit of salt. I'll be right back and I'll show you how that step is done. Be right back. Okay, everybody, I'm back at my mixing bowl and I have my batter sitting right here and I'm going to go ahead and mix up my egg whites. You want to go ahead and add a dash of salt, just a small pinch of salt, which I already did and I have it sitting over here, to your egg whites, and then you want to whip them up. So I'm going to get started. This may take a minute. Okay, so you can see how this part of the process is actually done, and you can see it starting to foam up. I'm going to go ahead and get this blended up. Now I'm going to have you hang here with me. But what I'll do is I'll come back as soon as this stiffens up. Be right back. Okay, now I think that this is ready. And I just want to show you, how do you know when this is ready? When it stands stiff, see how that's standing? It's ready. Okay? So you want it to be able to stand on your beaters, just like I showed you. Then you want to take this And you want to add it to your cake batter that I had sitting off to the side. Okay. Now, I'm going to add this in. And then you're gonna do a folding motion. That's down the center, up the side, and over. Down the center, up the side, and over. Down the center, up the side, and over. And you want to keep on doing that. And when you go down your center, hit the bottom. And go over. Okay, it's not a hard process. Very easy, very simple. And then you want to go ahead and you want to put in the rest of this. Okay. Now it's at this point that, remember I told you I hadn't made up my mind whether or not I want to add the coconut flakes or not. This is optional, so you don't have to do it. But I'm going to put it in mine. Down the center, up the side, and over. Now I have my 2 baking pans. They're already greased and floured. I use Joy pan release. So if you want to do it, you can. Okay. Now you want to make certain that you put equal amounts of cake. All of this. In each pan. Okay. So that's incorporated. Now, I'm going to put it into my cake pans. Now remember, I've already told you to preheat your oven 350 degrees. We're going to cook these for roughly 45 minutes. So I'm going to flatten this. I'm going to flatten this. Okay, I'm going to give it a little drop. Reason why I did that is because any air bubbles that's on the inside, I want to make certain that I release them. I've flattened them out. Looks like equal amounts in both pans. I'm going to go ahead and put them in my oven. 350 degrees, 45 minutes. I'll bring you back. That's once I take them out. So I'll be right back. I'm at the stove. And the cakes are ready. So I'm going to stick this skewer in it. Where you tell if you pull it back There's nothing on it. A little bit. Don't mean nothing. It's okay. Whoa. Man, that cake is soft. Nothing on it. That's fine. So I'm going to allow these cakes to cool. I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the pan. Okay. And I didn't have to worry about using, a knife to poke around in it. It just came straight out, and that was because I used that release. Okay, I'm just going to use this to help it start me. So I'm going to put it around, and what you can do is you have your cake, but you cut it right. See how this is? So you would cut it right where the center of the cake would actually be. So on this cake, I would cut it right here. Okay? And I'm able to go all the way through. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to freehand this. Okay? Because you have to keep twisting it. So I'm not going to keep on doing that. I'm just going to freehand it, and then I'm going to remove it. See how I started to cut it open? And then I just can continue to freehand the cake. And the easiest way to do this is to use a knife that is serrated. And if you're a little bit off, it doesn't really matter, which I'm not. This cake is so good. I've eaten some of the crumbs off of it. That's a piece of coconut. But this cake is so good. So what I'm going to do is, because it needs to cool just a little bit longer, so I'm going to take this layer, okay, off, and I'm going to sit it on some parchment paper and allow it to cool. Once I get it set up, I'm going to come back and show you how to make this quick and fast frosting that we're actually going to put on this coconut cake. Be right back. Okay, now I'm back. I have a half stick of butter. I have 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. I have a little bit of, which is really a fourth of coconut extract. And I have a half of vanilla extract. And instead of using this, which is what you can use, but you can use it sweetened, I'm going to use the coconut pastry filling. Now, at first I was just going to take the filling and then put it on the cake, which would have been fantastic, and just spread it out and then go to putting the layers back together. But then I said no, because I want to put some coconut flakes on it. I'm going to go ahead and make it this way. So I'm going to take a half a cup of this pastry cream. Again, you don't have to do this. You can use just this, some powdered sugar, and eliminate the pastry cream. Use some powdered sugar, which I have sitting over here, some butter, a half stick of butter, and 2 packages of cream cheese, and it's still going to be very, very good. I want you to look at the pastry cream, because you can see it has that rough look to it, and that rough look is just the flakes of the coconut that's inside of a coconut cream. But it makes the cake so, so good. So I'm just going to mix that together, and everything is room temperature. And I'm going to add some powdered sugar to this. Turn my speed up just a little bit. Now, this is not a hard frosting to make. This is a very easy frosting to make. And I think it'll be truly an addition to any coconut cake. Now I'm going to whip this about Okay, I'm going to whip this about another 2 minutes. And I'm going to add, let me stop it. And I'm going to add just a little bit more of the, well, I have to add the coconut flavor and the vanilla flavor. I'll do that in front of you. And then I'm going to add a little bit more powdered sugar because I'm going to need a little bit more frosting than what I have whipped up. So let me turn this back on. It would help if I use my right hand. And goes the coconut flavor. And goes my vanilla flavor. Okay, now I'm going to show you this. See how this is whipping up? I just don't feel, see, that I have enough to cover a 4-layer cake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in front of you, but your measurements, as always, will be at the bottom of the tutorial. I'm going to put in another 1/2 cup of my coconut pastry filling. Okay. Now, in addition to that, I'm going to add 1 more cup of powdered sugar to make certain that I have enough. If you're just doing this with this, then you're going to use this whole can. So you would have enough if you're going to cut your cake in half. But you'll have to use your own discretion on that. So I'm going to go away. I'll get my powdered sugar together. And you've already seen me add my pastry cream. And I told you that the link will be in the tutorial. And what I'm going to do is add 1 more cup of sugar. And I'll bring you back. And then we'll frost up this cake. Be right back. Okay, now I'm back. And I did exactly what I told you. I added a little bit more sugar to the frosting. So I'm going to go in. And I'm going to layer this. Okay. So this is a simple part. And you can do this. If it's easier for you to do this with your cake being cold, then do it with your cake being cold. My cake is not, but it's not that hard to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the next layer, put this here. And You're going to put it on top of my cake. And that's the way you're going to continue to do it. I'm not going to keep you on the screen while I just put layers on top of the cake. When I get to the top, I'll use the spatula. And I mean the cake spatula. Right now, I don't see it. Okay. Okay, now, normally if you're doing a white cake, it's better for you to do it when that cake is actually cold, but it's not going to bother, me with doing it. I'll go ahead and do it like it is now when it's completely cold. It is cool, but it's not completely cold. I still have a little bit of warmth in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away. I'm going to finish up this cake. I'll bring you back and I'll cut a slice before I end this video. And I don't want to keep you because it's just going to be like dead time while I frost the cake. So I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm back and I'm getting ready to put on the last layer of this cake. And the way that you want to do that is you want to always put that last layer, you want to put it on that cake turned down. Now, why is it that you want to do that? Because you know that the bottom of this cake is straight. The bottom that's in the pan, the part that's in the pan, you know that that's straight. So you want to put that on the top of the cake. You want to put it with the side that's in the pan turned down. And that will force your cake to be straight when you're putting on that last level of frosting. So I want to bring you back and show you and tell you that. So I'll go away, finish up this cake, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm back and the cake is complete. There it is. And I'm going to go ahead and cut out a slice simply because I'm having this for Christmas, and I may come back on Christmas anyway because I'm doing a seafood boil. So I may come back and I wanted to have a totally different dessert, but I'm going to go ahead and cut into this cake just so you can see. And I don't really want no really big piece. Just a little piece will do. There you have it. You got 4 slices within there. Looks kind of like 2 from there because I cut it so small. But there you have it. Chris is making coconut cake. There it is. On the inside of the cake. And that's what I wanted to bring you. I've been wanting to bring you that for a while. So I'm able to bring it to you tonight. So Chris is making coconut cake. Don't forget to share this video. And thank you for watching. Chris Cook for You Too. Bye.